Hello and welcome to episode 3 of your Power Packed Podlets. My name's Rachel and I'm your host for this magical journey and magical ride together. Today's topic, one that I want to bring to the table because how I experience things, it's been such a game changer for me, not just in business, in all of the areas of my life. And today's topic is the topic of community. Now, before we get into that, for those of you who are new to this space or you're getting into the momentum of listening to these podcasts, the intention with these is they be mini audios for you to start your week with power and with intention and to remind you the value of who you are and what you do and what you bring to the world. So let's dive straight in. Let's talk about community. I don't know if you can hear there's a smile on my face as I speak about this, because this is a topic, especially right now, you will hear me speaking a lot on. But it's a topic that is always at the forefront of my mind, and now even more so. For those of you who are on the same side of the world, of the equator as me, we're going into summer. And summer here in Europe means we're going into festival season. It means we're going into the season of celebration, where we have really long days and we're outdoors and we're in the parks and we're dancing more, we're playing more. And I'm going to take you back in time because this, in 2012, it was a moment in my life where acknowledging the importance of community, it really, really landed for me. Back in 2012, I was living in Cambridge in the UK, and I'd been running my first ever business within a business. And things were going really well. And I loved living in Cambridge. I loved the combination of the culture, of cycling absolutely everywhere, and the types of clients I got to work with. That was such a beautiful moment in my life. And at the same time, there was a part of me that felt really alone. As I was going on this inner journey, I had been for some time. For some reason, it began to accelerate when I arrived in Cambridge. And I was going on this inner process without even seeking it, of lots of things happening internally, lots of shifts happening internally. And as I looked to my environment outside of me, there wasn't anybody I could find to speak to about it. And so even though there were so many things in my life I was really enjoying, when it came to the inner work and really processing what was happening and being able to speak to somebody else who understood it, I felt completely alone. And I remember 2012, a friend of mine calling me up, and this is a friend in Mexico. She goes, Rachel, you've got to come to this festival. It's this 7-day festival out in the middle of nowhere. It's like 40,000 people. It's insane. You're going to love it. You've got to come. And my response was, no way. There is no way I'm going to a 7-day festival where I have to use portaloos, where by day 3 you can't even walk in because it's so full and there's no paper. And no, I'm not doing that. I remember that being my initial response because of all of my festival experiences up until that point. Had been long weekends because by that time I was like, no, I can't handle the toilets anymore. I can't handle the camping experience because the facilities were so challenging, let's say. And she kept going on at me and on at me and on at me. And she said, it's not like that. It's so different. You've got to go. You've got to have the experience. You just don't understand. So eventually I said, okay, let's do it. I signed up and off we went. And I have to say that there was life before this festival, and then there was life after this festival. And the reason for it being so profound for me in that moment of my journey was because I arrived in a place where suddenly I realized I wasn't alone. I was surrounded by thousands of people who got what I was experiencing. A lot of them were way further on the path than I was. They had a whole level of understanding that I did not even know existed. And I remember that every single conversation that I had, even eye contact, even a glance in my direction from somebody in that festival, everything compounded to being one of the most transformative experiences of my life. Every conversation expanded me, it gave me insights to understand myself in deeper and deeper ways and realize that so many things that I was thinking and feeling were actually very normal. And the reason I wanted to bring this to the table, now we're going into festival season, I'm thinking about going to all of these different festivals and remembering that moment of how it changed things for me, realizing that it's so important for us to spend time with and surround ourselves by people who understand what we're going through. And not only that, are further along the path. And so let's now anchor this into business. When it comes to business, this is something I see so many people experiencing. Whether it's because maybe you are surrounded by other business owners, and these are people who are creating success and wealth through the old way of doing things. Push harder, work harder, do more, stress more, overload yourself with so much. You are only good when you're achieving. Achieve, push, do. To make more money, you've got to give away more of your time, love, and energy. And so if you're surrounded by that, it's only normal that you live by that yourself. Maybe there are others of you, you are also surrounded by other business owners who are struggling themselves, that they're working really long hours, that they're finding it hard to make it to the end of the month. And so if that's also your reality, it's only normal if that's what you're surrounded by. And then maybe there are others of you who none of the people around you are business owners. Maybe you fall into another category, who knows? I'd love you to pop in the comments if that's the case. Because here's the piece. In business, unless you are surrounding yourself by people who are the embodiment of what you desire to create within your own business, so the levels of leadership, of success, of wealth, so increased income built from inner ease, unless you are surrounded by people who embody that, who model that, then the likelihood is that you're building your business in a way that feels really unaligned within you. So maybe you are a shooting star in that you're not surrounded by any of that, and yet you're able to create from a place of flow, that you're creating wealth, that somehow something within you is driving you to do things differently. But for the majority of us, what happens is, unless we have those around us who are not only the embodiment, are teachers, without speaking words, it is what they do, how they show up, how they be. We learn through osmosis. So if right now you are building and inside you're feeling anxious, you're overwhelmed, you're not sure what your next steps are, you believe that to make more money, you have to sell your soul. You believe that making more money makes you a bad person. Any of those beliefs that hold you back from truly leaning into the wealth you're calling in, to the impact you're calling in. I can guarantee if that's your reality, if you pause and have a look around, you'll see it's because few or no people are the embodiment of how you wish to run your life and your business. And so if we're ever looking for what are the missing pieces, is we must look to the leaders that show us the way. So that when you have those conversations, there are people around you, maybe they're at the same place as you on the path, and they get what you're going through. And just by having a conversation with them, it's like your nervous system goes, I'm not alone. And then within those spaces, there be the people who are 10, 40, 100 steps ahead, so they know exactly what it is to get from where you are to where they are. And you can see, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it just by being in their presence. What it is that got them there. And just by being in their energy field, you understand on a level beyond mind what it is to calibrate yourself to that frequency. Because this is the thing, right? We get to understand things through mind. What about everything else? Calibration isn't just about thinking. It's not just about reprogramming or up programming. So calibrating up your subconscious programs. It's also about calibrating up your nervous system programs. It's learning how to feel, how to move, how to express, how to be that calibration up. And let me leave you with this. The importance of community, yes. When we talk about calibrating up, we are not saying that where you are at is wrong. Calibrating up, what is it we're doing? We're removing the layers of fear, lack, scarcity, and resistance that stop you from experiencing what you truly are. This is what we mean by calibrating up. Being able to create your business from the knowing of why you're here and what your mission is in this lifetime. Being able to see the fears, the judgments, the projections, the lack, the scarcity for what it truly is, old programming that will only create the old stuff you're leaving behind, so that you can consciously choose, now where is it I'm moving from? And what is it that gives you those insights, that wisdom, that knowing? It's who you surround yourself by or with. So let me leave you with that thought for today. We're going to come back to this again and again, anchoring the power of community, anchoring in the power of the conversations that you have on a regular basis. As I finish this recording, we're going into the week before we go live for our free event. So for those of you, you're like, well, yeah, I want to get into those rooms. I want to be surrounded by those people, people who understand me, people who get what's going on inside of me. Then come to the free events, come to all of the sessions, join in, participate, commit, invest your time and your love in what actually will get you the results that you want, which is your presence and commitment to the path. I look forward to seeing you in the Zoom sessions. If you need the link to sign up, drop an emoji below. If you'd like to participate in the prize draw, drop the words prize draw in the comments below. Sending you love, and I will see you all soon.